Hello. This is the Watoto channel. My name is Jeff, as usual. Today is first live stream, but we come live really to discuss about why do some parents run away? Why do some parents run away when their children are born with special needs? What is the reason as to why children that are gift from God cause parents to disappear? That's our question tonight. So I'm gonna try and log in so that I can be interactive with you guys. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys comment, share, talk with me so that we can educate each other about this serious need, really. Um, it's indeed a concern, a serious concern about this issue, whereby, when children really that are meant to be a gift from God somehow become, you can call it, it seems like as if they are cursed to some parents, and all of a sudden they becomes a worry, becomes a concern, and unfortunately some of them do disappear. They abandon the children, whether it's they disappear and they leave the children with the man or the woman. So this is what we really want to discuss today. I want to thank God for you, our viewers. I would like to welcome you to today's live stream. Please do feel welcome. If it is your first time, if you happen to log live on a live, stream today, I'd like to encourage you to subscribe to our channel. Most importantly, please be interactive. Talk to us. Share. We'll be reading some live comments if they are available. And I look forward in engaging with you guys today. So hopefully within the next half an hour or so, we can get to look at why. It's a big why. It's a really big why. Why is it that a child that is meant to be a blessing? Because many are times when parents, pray for the fruit of the womb, they pray to God that they may have children. Some, of course, struggle with the fruit of the womb, and they spend hundreds of thousands of pounds, or dollars, trying to get children, or else other are just blessed, just like that. They get children, and once they get the children, they then, can't handle it. They stay with the children for a while, and many a times they just decide that this is it, I can't do it anymore, and they disappear. So yeah, so come on in, guys. I just want to hear from you. I'm not in a rush today, so I don't mind if I get 1 or 2 or 5 of you guys come live. That would be good. So I look forward in hearing what you guys have to say. So yes. So yeah, children are meant to be our joy and our gift, but at some point, You know, a lot of people cannot handle it. And a lot of people do decide to run away. There are a few videos that I've seen lately whereby, they become a great of concern, you know, whereby you see, like there's a video in our, in our channel that we highlighted. I think it was our first live video. But unfortunately, this video is in an African dialect, so not everybody is able to really understand this. And sadly, we couldn't manage to translate it into English. So, but at least the subtitles were the description was in English. So we tried the little that we could. I'm gonna need to sort something here, guys. So bear with me, because I'm having live comments come in, but it looks like there are some things that are happening that shouldn't be happening in this live video. Yeah, like I said, I will be reading some live videos today. So yeah. So what do we think? What are the reasons as to why a mother or a father, after carrying a child for 9 months in your womb, after, waiting for a child for 9 months to receive the child in your hands, if you are a father, and after fathering that child, why would you want to run away if the child that came forth had special needs? This is what we are talking about today. Why do parents run away when they realize that a child that they've been gifted has special needs? Is there any difference? Is there any difference with children with special needs? Of course there are differences, with children with special needs. And here's the simplest way of explaining the difference. The difference is that they're children that are special. They've got needs. Just like you and I have needs, they've got needs. I may have a need for thirst, and if I have a need for thirst, what do? I just go grab myself some water, some juice, I get a cup of tea, and I quench my thirst. That's it. A child with special need doesn't need much. All they need is for their need to be met by an adult. So once the need is met, they're not different from you and I. So children with special needs are not different. They are special, just like you and I. So there's no reason as to why when you see your child has special need, after waiting for 9 months, some of us after waiting for years, then God gives you a child and you realize the child is just different from everybody else or from any other child. All of a sudden you can handle it, and few weeks, few months, few years, you decide to leave the child. We have had many cases where mothers have left their children and they have just decided to run away to a place that is an unknown place. They've just left the children or the child with the husband or with the father of the child, and they've just left it. The question that we're asking today is, why would such a mother do such an act? Why would she carry a child for 9 months, give birth, and then all of a sudden, after probably hours of travailing, become blessed with a child, only to realize that the child has some special need, and then decides that they no longer wanted the child that they waited for months or for years? Please interact with me. Let me know why you think this will be the case. It would be nice to hear from you guys, so that we can understand what are the reasons. Maybe we can look at what are the challenges that such parents go through. What would make a father that was loving, a father that was, looking forward to become a great dad, run away just because a child has special need? Like I've said, I mean, we've covered, Safeguarding Watoto channel, we have covered the video that is called Children Are Special. We say that the children are unique and they are different. And the reason as to why they are different is because that is who we are. We are all different. We don't have the same DNA. We don't look alike. Most of us don't talk the same. We don't, some are tall, short. So we are all different. The human species was beautified by God to be different. And if we all were the same, the world would be a very boring place. So this is the same. It's not different from when children, some of us or some children have needs. And these needs are not different. They're not supposed to scare us. They're supposed to be, met. And like I gave an example, I said, if I have a need for, thirst, I go get myself some drink to quench the thirst. If I'm hungry, I go into the kitchen and I sort myself out something to eat. And that's it. The hunger is no more there. If I want to be a very clever man, I go to school, I get some education, and I become knowledgeable. If I want to become a farmer, I spend a lot of time in a farm. So it's not different. The same thing. A child with special need doesn't need much. They just need the need to be met by an adult. And if we were to look at a child that is young, we know children, when they are young, we have to take care of them, regardless of whether they have needs or not, because at a tender age, a child, of course, cannot take care of themselves. So, we have to change their diapers, we have to feed them, mothers have to nurse them, we have to give them bath, we have to dress them, so all these things we have to do to make sure that they grow up and they're comfortable, and so that they can be just normal. It's just normal to do that. So, and that's not different from a child that's got needs. All we need to do, at least to my perspective, all we need to do is to have few things. But probably before I share the few things, I want to hear probably what some of you are saying, and what you think about this topic today. And maybe we should be able to encourage one another and just learn why basically this does happen. So welcome again. I really do appreciate you. For you, our subscribers, I want you to know really we appreciate you and we thank God for you. We pray for you always, and we know that God is going to continue to doing you good. If you are new, please, again, we would welcome you to subscribe to our channel. Please engage with us, talk to us. You can send us an email through Safeguarding Watoto channel, through Safeguarding Watoto at gmail.com. That's our email. We also have a telephone line. If you'd like us to call you, you can just make a request there that we call you, and we can call you. You can also respond here on this message, and we'll be able to get back to you. We also have a Facebook page that is, again, Safeguarding Watoto. If you go on Facebook and you type Safeguarding Watoto, you should be able to find us easily. We are there and we share and we discuss these things, so it is important for you to know that what we do as Safeguarding Watoto channel is to ensure that children are brought up in ways that do not cause harm into their lives, whether be it a small child or one that is growing and developing. And therefore it is we educate, we teach about how to ensure children are kept safe so that they don't have suffer whether harm, slight harm or significant harm. That is what we do. So we empower, families by supporting them through, whether it's teachings or sessions that they may be needing to understand ways of how to safeguard their children, how to support them if they have challenging issues. We can also direct, families and individuals who come into contact with children or work with children to other organizations that can support them if they need help. In reference to today's topic, why do some parents run away? Why do we have runaway parents when it comes or when it dawns to them that they've had or they've received a child, but suddenly the child has got special needs? Very soon I'm looking to interview two families that have this, have really managed to beautifully showcase what we are doing tonight. That a child with special need is just special, and they're different, and they're just unique, and they're not different from you and I. This is going to be in the next couple of weeks, and we hope to, put this through so that we can continue to encourage families out there that children with special need are not, a burden. I want you to know, like I said earlier, if we can share just a little bit why we think what we think about, basically why, about why people run away. But maybe before we do that, we have there's somebody that has just sent a live comment, so let's just look at this. So it's from Judy, and she's saying, I think the need is more than child who is born normal. Cultural backgrounds also differs. For example, if they think the child is bewitched. This is quite critical. Thank you very much, Judy, for that contribution. So I encourage you guys to also contribute, and let's just discuss this. So this is quite serious, what Judy is talking about there. That it goes beyond the child. A child could just be born with needs, and maybe they are disabled, or they have few things that are that don't look that needs attention, in reference to supports. A child could be blind, a child could be born that they can't talk, they could be deaf. I mean, we have other things or other conditions like Asperger's, ADHD, or what we call attention deficit, hyperactivity disorders, ASD. We have all sorts of conditions that children can be born with. Down syndrome, they are all there. So they range from physical, needs to mental needs. A child could be born with mental health problems that can cause them not to, grow as they're supposed to. So there are all sorts of, there's a range of reasons that can cause these things to happen. But the bottom line is, once a child has come, they really should not be a problem. It shouldn't be a problem. We should be able to accommodate these children because we are parents. So what Judy is saying is that, unfortunately, there are people and there are places where a lot of people would say, if a child is born with special needs, that unfortunately that child is just not normal, and that maybe that child has been bewitched. So they bring a lot of other things, and all of a sudden now that child becomes an issue, and they become either, a lot of children have suffered and they've been killed, they've been done away with just like that, suffocated and all that, because the family or parents or people do have those belief that children, can be born, that are born with needs, are bewitched. But that's not the case. That is a mindset that people really need to wash away. Wash away. That is a mindset that people really need to be taught and to be educated about, because there's nothing like a child with special need is bewitched. Mm-mm. No, people, a lot of people believe in voodoo and all those things, but no. Children with special need are not different. So Judy, big thumbs up for that. I really agree with you. There are unfortunately some cultural backgrounds that some of us are from or indulge or believe in, and unfortunately when you bring such cases into this, it becomes a problem. So to make it very clear, children with special needs are not bewitched. They're not bewitched, they just have special needs. And all we need to do is to just take care of the needs. Like I said earlier when we began, if you have a need, if you feel thirsty, you just need to go and grab yourself some juice and you quench the thirst. That's it, that need is met. So a child with special need, if they want support with toilet, with the adults, we take them to the toilet and we support them, and that need is met. That child becomes normal because the need has been met. If somebody is blind, it doesn't mean that they are bewitched. It means that they need our support. There are systems that we can put in place for them to be able to become normal individuals, children that can live a normal life even though they were blind. There are schools for blind people, there are schools for deaf people, there are schools for people who are dumb, there are schools for people just like you and me, whereby we go to school because we want to have a degree, we want to have a career, we want to become a doctor, we want to become a footballer. So it's the same thing. So I think Judy, I agree with you there. I couldn't agree more that there's nothing like children that have special needs, that are they are bewitched, or some actually will go to an extent of saying a child was born with needs because their parents are bewitched, or that child was bewitched or is bewitched. There's nothing like that. So I think this is a mindset that we need to wash away and educate everybody, so that people can know that it's okay to have a child, and to be able to support a child that has got needs. Let's look at another comment. Thank you, Maureen Nganga. Maureen Nganga is saying that people are just afraid of the responsibilities that come with children with needs, which should not be the case. Super. I couldn't agree with you more, Maureen. I think it's just that people are afraid of what they need to do to support these children. But personally, as a professional, I've worked with this sector of children with special needs for nearly 15 years now. And there's nothing rewarding than working with children with special needs. Because when you are doing something, knowing that that individual, that child, that young person is not going to be able to reward you back, is not going to be able to pay you back. That child can come and give you back what you've done to them. There is nothing rewarding than that. Maybe a job that where at the end of the month you're getting your check and all that, you get your salary and all that, but that's fine. But what I'm saying, there's nothing that quenches a thirst of supporting somebody that cannot give back what you've given to them. It is so fulfilling. I've done it, I continue to do it, and that's why I safeguard children, because I've been there and I've seen it, and I've seen sadly um, cases where things have gone very wrong. So yeah, Maureen, I think I totally agree with you. I think the work that comes with children with special needs, they vary. The range is quite big because children with special needs are different. Like we say, they're all different. Just like you and I, we are all different. There are those that are able to do things for themselves, so they have mild needs. Their needs are not severe, so they're mild. There are those that are just medium, and unfortunately there are those that have severe needs, and therefore everything has to be done, must be done for them to be able to live comfortably. you know um but there are those, like we say, that have just needs that are just mild. Therefore, all they need is just you prep them, and once you prep them, they will be able to do things, for themselves. They can take themselves, to the shower. They can use the bathroom. Some of them can even cook for themselves. Among needs that children and young people may have, of course, are not different from those that adults have. Because children are just adults that happen to be young. Did you know that? That even me, I was once a child because I was young. You was once a child because you were young. It's just that we have spent some years and we have grown and understood things and can do things differently and can support ourselves. But there was a time when you and I needed our diapers to be changed. We needed to suck. We needed to have the bottle. We needed to be fed. We needed somebody to cuddle us, to comfort us, to sing lullabies. All these things, we needed them. But now, years after this was done for us, we can do that for ourselves. So that's not different from then a child that is quite young right now and needs that attention. And once you do that, for those that have mild, needs, they will be able to, start learning things. You start teaching them. This is how you do toilet. This is how you put on your school uniform. This is how you brush your teeth. And with time, they start to do it. So there are those that will do things for themselves. They won't need you to do everything for them. And once they do things for themselves, then they become independent. So they're not dependent on, their parents or their carers or, individuals who, look after them, because they can take care of themselves. And people with special needs, are not different. They can do things for them. So once they get into the routine, they do live a normal, comfortable life. Nonetheless, I think we are agreeing with a lot of things that were coming through there. That parents, fear, that they have a lot of fear. A lot of them, unfortunately, their upbringing, was already an issue and a problem. Therefore, when they become parents, if they hadn't received enough training or enough love, enough affection, they themselves cannot offer what they don't have. So there are factors that really cause parents to get stressed or worried and decide to do the unthinkable. Because I don't know what we would term this, but when you run away and you leg it, and you leave your husband or your wife, or both of you leg it, and you leave children or a child because they've got needs. I don't know how to explain that, because it is, first and foremost, that's a child or children that you're just leaving, you are abandoning. It's not on. I think I can totally understand that people can freak out, parents can be confused what has happened, but these things do happen, and sadly children can be born with special needs. And all Safeguarding Watoto channel is saying that if this does happen, there's no need to freak out, there's no need to worry. What we need to do is to learn and understand how we can you can support these children, what help you need, what techniques that you need to understand, so that things like coping mechanism, how to to stay away from stress, how to understand how to raise that child, how to meet the needs. All these are things that our parents, especially if you are, it's your first time to have, it's your first baby and they happen to have special needs. Definitely, it does come with worry and fear and shock of the unknown, that what's going to happen with me. Am I going to be able to cope? Will people laugh at me? What's going to happen with my child? Will this child be able to walk, talk, eat? All these things. Will people or the community, laugh at me, laugh at my child? Will my child be bullied? There's all these hundreds of thousands of questions that can arise when a child is born with needs, and therefore it can cause a mother or a father to worry and fear and decide to run away. But I think today's video is really here so that you as a parent, you get to know that there is support. A child with needs is no different from any other child. Even a normal child needs to go to school. They need to be taught how to wear clothes, brush their teeth, just the same way you teach a child that is born without needs. Is the same way you would need to support a child with needs. Only that a little effort and a little bit more work may be needed. You may need to do a little bit more to support a child, because of course if they've got needs, depending on the level of needs, it may be a little bit more that you need to do to ensure that child is comfortable. But it's not much. But again, that is where we are here to ensure that help and support can be put in place to ensure that you don't burn out. Because one of the reasons, another good reasons that make parents run away is when they can't cope and they burn out. And once they burn out, all they think is about, how can I just disappear from this situation for about a week or a month or even 2 years, because I've had 8 years of it and I can't deal with it. Once you burn out, then you have exhausted all your options of becoming a good parent, and you have left yourself vulnerable to doing the unthinkable. So the key things, or the most critical things, is to educate yourself about how you need to support your child. Learn how to cope. You must learn ways of how to cope. You must have a very good support system and a network that you're going to have, so that at least you ensure that you do not burn yourself out. Before I continue talking too much, because I say this, I want this to be interactive today. I think I found my text is back, so I thank God for that. So we were talking about what Maureen said, that a lot of parents are just afraid of responsibilities that come with children with special needs. Maureen is saying this should not be the case. Maureen, true, this should not be the case. We just need to learn ways of how to support them. Maureen is encouraging us to ensure that we do not lose hope. How do you give hope to a mom that has more than one kid with special needs? That's what Maureen is saying. So if you are there and you want to answer that question, please respond there. But for me, I can answer that, Maureen, because as a professional, of course, I'm in settings whereby we support children with special needs, and I'm talking of numbers, not one or two. I'm talking of big numbers where we support, of course, within professional boundaries. But I think what is critical, Maureen, from my own experience and all that, is just first and foremost, the mother needs to accept that her children has got needs. Because the first thing they need to accept is that her children are normal and they are okay, and in the conditions that they are, she is going to be their mother. That is the first thing that a mother needs to first believe in themselves that I'm still their mother. I haven't changed. They are my children. They are special. Just like any other child, even if this is, say for instance, if they're third child and the first one did not have any needs, then the second have needs and the third have needs. They just need to believe that these children are not different. It's only that my first child doesn't need me to do one, two, three things. My second and third needs me to do things, or probably the second one needs more attention than the third one. So it's just to believe in yourself, have faith in yourself, train. Make sure you train yourself so that when you have enough training, you will go through vigorous training that are going to give you something we call resilience. Resilience is critical, because if you don't have resilience, then it's easily you are going to burn out. You must be able to handle pressure, and this is not only coming from the children. A lot of it comes from outside, external forces. People who are going to stare at your children. People who are going to say things. People who are going to look at them. Nowadays young people, they talk about dirty looks. Dirty looks. So people are going to do that. But you need to have that resilience that, listen, this is me, these are my children, I love them, they're not different, and I will do whatever it takes to see them happy, to see them grow, to see them go to school. Children with special need have become great people in the society. We have, people that are professors that have got needs. They've got autisms, they've got, all these things that they've got. They've got people with that are on wheelchair, they are disabled, and they are university lecturers. I've got a few people that are my friend that have got needs. Therefore, it's not different. So I think Maureen there, I don't know if anybody else is looking forward to give Maureen, another answer. But I think definitely it's not to lose hope. My other prayer is that, of course, I pray is that you have a husband or a wife or a partner that is supportive, but also to have a network of friends and families that are ready to support you so that you don't burn out. That is critical. Apart from educating yourself and learning and attending training and courses that are going to give you ability to understand how to deal with these children when they throw tantrums, when they are challenging you, especially when they become teenagers, things all of a sudden change. The needs become more because they have all these, hormonal issues happening. So, apart from that, is to have a good circle of friends that can support you, that can continue to show you love, that can give you a break. Of course, trusting that the government will also step in to support you so that they can help you, within your local community, within your local government, or, whatever, support you can get from the government to ensure that you don't miss out on things like holidays for such children. Of course, attending a good school where those children will be supported and to give you, time to breathe when they are in school and all that is also critical. So there are a lot of things that Maureen, we can do, even if we have 2 or 3 or more children that are with needs. There are things that can be put in place to ensure that these children can grow to become responsible individuals in the societies. Quickly, if I look at another one. John, thank you, thumbs up. John is saying that parents fear taking responsibilities of their special children because they think they are cursed by God. Oh, Lord. No. First and foremost, God is not like that. So God does not do such things. But we are not going to get into that topic here. But like I said earlier before, children that are born with needs are not cursed. They just have needs that we need to meet. So they're not cursed. God cannot curse them. God loves children. I don't, I'm a preacher, but I don't want to preach. So this is not a session for preaching. So I'm not going to get into the preaching side of bringing the God factor in here. But they're just children with needs. And all that needs to happen is to be, for the needs to be met. I said, if I felt hungry right now, all I need to do is to go into the kitchen and grab some food. You know what? I will have fulfilled that's need. In about 20-30 minutes, once I eat, my stomach will be full, and that need that I had of hunger would not be there. So you see, it's not different. So a child with needs, if they have need. If it is their time to feed, if it is their time to sleep, it is their time to have a bath, change clothes, go to school. That's all we need to do. And once we do that, then that child will be comfortable. That child will then start to understand one day at a time, learn the routine, and by God's grace, they are growing up month after month, years, they are 5 years, they are 10 years, they become teenagers. And by the time they hit late teen and all that, you'd find that most of them now are very comfortable to do things for themselves. A lot of them are graduates. I mean, we have professors and people who are known with needs. I'm not going to mention names, but there are a lot that are with needs. And you will be surprised to hear some names of people with needs. So let's look at thank you guys for today's comments. Really appreciate. So continue writing them down. And if you are just coming in, we are talking about why do parents run away once they get to know that the child that they've been waiting for, or the child that's been born has special needs. Yeah, so we've had a lot of take on it in different ways. But another factor that recently, of course, I've had this discussion somewhere else, and somebody said there's another factor that really does cause parents to decide to disappear is a fear of not knowing, thinking that, oh, I've had a child with needs. This is going to be now in my generation. So they think it's a generational curse. But like we said previously, there's nothing like, curses. These things do happen, and deformities can happen, and dependent on various health issues, children can be born with needs. Unfortunately, we have situations whereby, unfortunately, we can't have parents, ladies, you have to forgive me for this, that can, mothers can be abusing drugs when they are pregnant, and this can cause a lot of issues and concerns health-wise to an unborn child. So literally, when the time of the child to be born comes, you could find that the child has got needs because of what the mother was doing during pregnancy. There are a lot of things. I mean, this is why as Safeguarding Watoto channel, we emphasize about taking care of children. And what we say about taking care of children is just not about children that are born. We talk also about children that are conceived. So once a child has been conceived, that child is a baby, and that baby needs to be taken care of. So what are you saying, Jeff? What I'm saying is that pregnancy is a very delicate time when a lady really does need to take care of herself in every angle. Ladies, bring the comments down. Ladies needs to take care of themselves, from what they eat, what they drink, If they smoke, that needs not to happen. Exercises, mental health, you need to be looking for yourself, and you must make sure that you are spot on. You are taking care of yourself. You're looking after your health, from every angle, be it spiritually if you're a spiritual person, be it mentally, be it physically, and hopefully that even financially, if you are able and if you are capable, is very good. It does help because it does ease that worry of, okay, what's my child gonna eat? What's my child, is my child gonna have dress? So it is, childhood doesn't start from once the child has been born. It starts from way before even conception. So there's need for planning, so that you make sure that there's enough, resources that are in place when this child comes forth. So there's not going to be worry or fear that, oh, where is this child going to sleep? So those are things that you can work on even before you decide to have a child. So once then the child is there, then there is planning is in place, things are in place, and those things that would have brought problems are now secured, so that area of financial is sorted, and you have a plan that is consistent, that continues to ensure that there's provision ready to support this child that is coming forth, and this child that is going to continue to grow to become an independent person up to adulthood. So of course, so like we said, so there's no that issue of people thinking that, oh, generational curses, oh, I hear that, my great grandfather was like this. Listen, all we are saying as Safeguarding Watoto channel is that there's a need for us to ensure we take care of ourselves and we do not let down our children. It is sad if God has given you a child, if you are then to decide to run away and just leave that child motherless or fatherless, or both of you. Recently in Kenya, we had, a video that I said earlier that we aired about a mother that had, I think, 4 children, and I think she suffered a lot of domestic violence, which is another cause of concern. Domestic violence, and then she decided to disappear and run away from her children. So you see, these children didn't even have needs, but probably the only need that maybe they have was financial, but she decided to run away. So there are a lot of aspects that can actually cause a parent, a mother, a father, or both to run away. In this case, in that case of that family, the mother ran away, and then the father was with, the children, I think about four of them, for a while. Then the father couldn't handle it anymore, and he decided to take these children to the wife's sister. Then the wife's sister kicked these children out. They were in the streets. So what I'm saying is that we've got to be responsible individuals. If we have to have children, we must be ready to ensure that we are going to be in there to ensure we support these children through thick and thin. We are going to be there. So I'm challenging you, my brothers and sisters. I'm challenging you, professionals. I'm challenging you, foster parent. I'm challenging you, guardian. I'm challenging you, mom, you dad. Let's do it. We can do this. We need to learn, we need to take courses, we need to listen, we need to hear people that have had this, similar cases, what they've done. We need to be taught, we need to sometimes on how we can do things. And we need to be tough, because raising a child needs us to be tough. You can't be, easy. It's not easy peasy. Raising a child needs somebody that is dedicated. It needs somebody that is going to, ensure that I'm putting myself out there. I'm giving out myself. I'm giving everything. It's not going to be 50-50. I'm all in. I'm totally sold out. So, let's see. So I think we continue to receive, of course, I know we will continue also to receive texts and emails that are going to come after we go off live. But Safeguarding Watoto channel now intends to be doing this every week. So I have a topic that we'll be discussing. At some point, we will be having visitors live with us so that we can be having live visitors that we can interview and talk live. And if you would like to be a participant of such, talk, just email us. Our emails are here, Safeguarding Watoto channel, safeguardingwatoto@gmail.com. You can also respond here. You can Facebook us, you can message us. And if you would like us to call you back, we can just let us know where we can call you back. Like I said, but most importantly, if you are a parent right now that is going through challenges or that is going through a very difficult time because you have a child that has needs, it is very important you make sure that you get help. You can get in touch with us, and dependent on where you are, of course, we may try and see what help we can offer. We can get in touch with different agencies and some people that we work together with to see how you can get, what sort of help you can get in reference to therapy, in reference to counseling, and how you can also better yourself knowledge-wise, or if there are courses and trainings that are meant to support parents of such individuals or people to understand about how to safeguard their children. If we have them, we will forward them and we will direct you to routes and paths that you can get support so that you can have the ability to support your children. Safeguarding Watoto channel is all about ensuring every child is catered for, every child is supported. No child is going to be left without. As we normally say that it is the responsibility of each and every one of us to ensure that children are safeguarded, or in other words, they are protected from harm. It is our responsibility. We must make sure that. So if you're a parent, you cannot run away and leave your children. Who are you leaving them with? They're just kids. They're children. They cannot take care of themselves. They need somebody to be there until they can do that for themselves. And that's why God has made us custodians of children, so that we can ensure that we are there to support them. So we'll be logging off in the next few minutes. But I must appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to Maureen Nganga for your contribution today. John Nganga, shout out also to your contribution today. Really appreciate. You guys are fantastic. I pray that you guys keep up supporting, children and ensuring that children are kept safe. That's what we preach, that's what we do, that's what we know. That all children, regardless of where they are from. I mean, there are other videos that we've done in our channel where we've had a lot of people complain, a lot of people, they've screamed at us, they've become rude because we have supported a woman that apparently was not supposed to be supported because she's an evil woman, and her children should suffer because she's an evil woman. But we have maintained that Safeguarding Watoto channel does not select. We support all children, regardless of gender, race, religion, ethnicity, nationality. We support all children. If today we hear there is a need in Kazakhstan, we support. If there's a need in South America, we support. If there is a need in Mars and we can get there, we will go there. Safeguarding Watoto channel will be there to support them. So I pray that you can continue to support us, so that we can continue to support children and to ensure that they are kept safe. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed to our channel. We really do appreciate you. And if you have subscribed, continue to remain with us. Let's continue to share this in messages. Let's please give our comments. We encourage you to really to engage, because if you do not engage, then we would not know, if we have needs or if we are making a difference. Right now, we have, the emails that we have is huge. So our main, email really does receive a lot of emails about, how people have felt that we've supported them. So I'm not going to go too far, just in case you guys start seeing that I'm starting to blow my own trumpet. But that's how it is. We breathe children, safeguarding. We talk children. We want to see all children being saved and being protected from harm. So if you are a parent out there, and like I said, and you are worried, or you are, you're going through issues and things that you are contemplating abandoning your children or running away, or if your child has needs and you can't take it anymore, please do not suffer in silence. Speak out. Reach to us or reach to any other. There are a lot of good organizations that do help. There are a lot of help that is available, out there, that you can talk to somebody, that you can talk to a therapist, that you can talk to a counselor, that you can talk to a man or woman of God, that you can talk to an elder in the community. There is help from every angle. So please do not stress yourself. Do not get into a depression mode because you didn't want to ask for help. It is absolutely paramount. You reach out and you ask for help, and help will come. So really appreciate Judy. Thank you for your comment today also. Rebecca, fantastic. Thank you for watching. Gracie, Marco, fabulous. We appreciate you. Damaris Karaoke, awesome. We thank you also for your contribution. So, yeah, I don't know if I've missed anybody else. Hopefully I've not missed on when my camera went off. But yeah, so those are very good points that you guys have shared with us today. But for parents who have children with special needs, there is a lot of help available out there. Please do not run away. In Kenya again, or in Africa in general, there's a family that recently aired a video. I think the family is from Zimbabwe, where they hid their child with autism for 13 years. That child never used to come out of their house. 13 years. Sad. There's another child that we were supporting in Uganda. And the child used to be tied up on a rope in the nearby bushes. So these things are there. And a lot of times it's because of what is going around, where people are thinking, like what we are talking about, cultural backgrounds and all that, people talking about children being bewitched and all that. No. We need to know these children are just like you and I. They just have needs, and we just need to do what we have said today, what we have discussed today here. Get some understanding, train ourselves, learn how to cope, how to distress, to make sure that we don't fall into, stress, depression, make sure we can be able to deal with the anxieties when they rise up, how to deal with public, because the public, they have a lot of things to say, especially about, things that don't pertain or concern them, so how to deal with that. Social media, there's a lot of people who troll on, children with special needs. So, and how to deal with such issues, all these are things that we, Safeguarding Watoto channel, can help you with if you are a parent that has a child with needs. And all you need to do is just to reach out and just say, hey, how can I do this? Maureen asked some fantastic questions today, and hopefully we'll be able to answer them. And if not, there's still a lot of materials that we have in our library and in our store that I can draw out from and give you. So let's not suffer in silence as parents of children with special needs. Let's talk, let's share, let's engage, let's be a community. Again, another good thing before I go, we log out is please ensure you join groups that are of similar, that can help you. There are groups nowadays. The social media has come to beautify a lot of things, even though sometimes it can cause harm. But one of the most important things that social media has come to do is it has opened platforms whereby you can have groups of people of similar interest, or rather, like, you can meet other families that have children with special needs, and they are all there different. You can find groups for people who are, people who've got blindness, or people who've got, partial hearing, Down syndrome, ADHD, all these things, they are there, autism. So don't suffer in silence. Become part of a community, become part of a society, become part of a group that is going to help you, so that when you're going through some issues, or when you're going through some challenges, you can reach out and say, hey guys, how do I deal with this? This is what my son is saying. This is what my daughter is saying. Of course, we have to remember that we're talking about our children. So we have to ensure we do not say things that we don't need to say. We have to keep them safe. So we can't publicize things out there, or it's within reasons. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. It is within reasons. So let's just ask for help that is going to benefit, that is going to better us, that is going to give our children better, chances of enjoying their life and becoming comfortable and living as independent as they possibly can. It is possible. And as we close, like I've said again, children with special needs are no different from you and I. They just need extra care. So John Ganga, thank you very much also. He says, asante sana for educating people on safeguarding special children. As a teacher, I have learned a lot, and as I continue with my teaching next week. God bless you abundantly. Thank you very much. If you are a teacher, sir, I salute you. We salute teachers. You're doing a good job. So please keep on. And, very soon we are hopefully starting something about safeguarding our children. So like I said, we are going to be doing this live stream every week. And I'll be trying to send the topic of what we'll be doing in advance, so that at least our viewers, can be able to schedule themselves properly, and so that at least they can do the live. I'm trusting God for us to grow, so please continue to support us and subscribe, continue to share, and just let people know that we are happy to support, and we are happy to teach about how we can keep our children safe. But beyond that, I just want to thank you, everyone, for the love and for the support. And until next week, God richly bless you. And please let it be known, let it be told, that safeguarding children and young people must be our responsibility. Asanteni sana. Mungu awabariki. God bless you. Bye-bye.